Hello everyone! Welcome back to my Pokemon Black walkthrough. In the last episode, we scaled the Dragon Spiral Tower only to find N at the top with the powerful legendary dragon of Unova, Zekrom. He prompted us and said that we now must find the counterpart of Zekrom, the other legendary dragon of Unova, the Whitefire Reshiram. But he evolves, or shall I say, is found within, doesn't really evolve from a stone, but can be found in a certain light stone. But where could it be? We're going to find out in this episode of the Black Walkthrough. So Alder's going to say he's got some tips and helpful advice for us. Professor Juniper's father is saying that it's a dire situation. Oh, so even though these dragon Pokemon look for a hero, if that hero has malintent, which I guess would be an anti-hero, could shape Unova in a disastrous way. So guys, it looks like it's up to us, after we get out of this long talking sequence here, to be the good hero. Make sure Unova does not get destroyed, because there are post activities to do after the league, and if we destroy everything or let N take over, that wouldn't bode well for this walkthrough, don't you think? So while these guys are still blabbing on, I will tell you that at this point, make sure you have a Pokemon that can fly, because at this sequence, we are going to need it, or you're going to have a long walk back. So those two will go back to the Dragon Spiral Tower. They don't have such a long walk back. Sharon understands better now. Being able to do something for Pokemon, for somebody at a time like this, strength, I'm sure of it. My strength is something. Okay, so now he's all getting rallied up, and he's heading out. And what have you got to say, Bianca? Yep, has turned into a big deal. And there you go. The Pokemon Company drops the biggest hint. The Relic Castle in the Desert Resort. Morph there! We just flew from where we were, in front of the Dragon Spiral Tower, to Nimbasa City. Then I went south, then I went west, north, and I'm back up here in the Desert Resort. Just a nice cut to make the 15-minute limit not so brutal on us. Let's go inside. Alright, so this is the Relic Castle. It's filled with a bunch of Sandiles, some Yamayasks. That person back there with the backpack, she gave us our fossil, which if you chose the feather fossil, whatever that was supposedly called, it's slipping my memory. I know the dome fossil is Tortuga, but the other one is Arkin. So it's two prehistoric Pokemon of the Unova region, and I think they did a very good job on designing them. So much like the last episode in Dragon Spiral Tower Takedown, defeating all these Team Plasma grunts is going to be our mission. So that old sagey guy back there, he said, well, we're going to test you again, young man. We don't believe you have what it takes, so we're going to send very many average Pokemon with very poorly trained trainers to attack you. I'm a grunt, and we're going to see how you do. So that's the kind of testing we do. Really, it's kind of like a dumbed-down aperture science test, where you have to go through the motions over and over and over again. You know what has to be done and what's expected of you. But it varies because these tests are too easy. At this point, most of your Pokemon should hone Team Plasma. You may have had a little bit of trouble early on, maybe, but Dark-type moves, Bug-type moves, they use a lot of Dark. For example, Krokorok, their Sandiles, their Watchhogs could be taken down by Fighting-type moves. Many of your Pokemon probably have these moves by now, and if not, there are probably some TMs that you've collected on the way. And what I recommend to all trainers, even if you're going through this walkthrough or your game similar to I am in this walkthrough, where that is I'm not getting every single item and going out of my way to get it, because I have 15 minutes to contend with. If you play that way just naturally, even so, check back in your TM bag every so often, because you'll be surprised. Sometimes you run into a lot of good TMs. Maybe you'll pick one up at the end of a gym battle, and it can be pretty useful to just check on through. Now, this item's right there, so we might as well grab it. And see, that's what I'm talking about. Shadow Ball, right there. A simple grab, and if you just saw that and went to go grab it, didn't get, make sure you don't run past that, because then you will sink, like we are now, into the sinkhole sand. So I guess that's the only thing that might mess you up, is if you run past that part. But seriously, what if you just casually picked that up and didn't notice? Look, Sunstone, great items around here. Evolutionary stones, items for advanced attacks. Shadow Ball does so much damage, and if you have a Pokemon that can use it with a high special attack stat, which I'm actually not sure if Galvantula can learn Shadow Ball, but I'll have to look into that. If he can, I might as well teach him that, because that is a great Ghost-type move, and he is a Hyper Sweeper when it comes to special attack. So definitely check back in your TM bags every so often, because you may pick up some good moves. Having a couple of fighting, having a couple of Bug-type, that's all you really need. Yeah, because you know what, you could just keep it with one fighting move. That'll take out Rock, because he's partially dark brown. Although you can also go the option I did with Duat and use water to take out ground types. They have multiple weaknesses, and that's what makes these grunt tests so humorous. I don't know what they're testing for. And we fight basic Pokemon. Yes! Alright, now let's throw something more interesting at us. Please? Well, at least they've got cool intros. Shocking Plasma! And it works especially well in the Pokemon Black version, because Team Plasma's leader, N, is going after Zekrom, which I guess he already successfully did. And you saw right there, we hit him with Revenge, and then got a revenge kill with Aqua Jet, going hyper speed. And I'm going to keep Aqua Jet on Duat, because I had it last walkthrough, in my white Japanese walkthrough, on, I believe, my Tortuga. And it was great for vengeance killing. You send it right out after one of my Pokemon is killed. Maybe the opponent has just a little bit more left, and boom, it's knocked out. And for those of you complaining, no, I'm not going to evolve Duat. He's going to stay in his samurai form pose for the rest of this walkthrough. It's a little bit of a challenge to myself, plus I like the Duat sprite. So, evolution don't mean a thing. All Duat has to do is sing. Duat, 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 Duat. I feel like I've done this before in the walkthrough. I probably have. It's hard not to resist. Anyway, more Watchhogs. You know, these things are essentially just skinny Eradicates. I guess that's a problem with the grunt overlord dynamic in Pokemon RPGs, that I'm just getting a little bit bored with it. Okay, they kind of spice up the story a little bit, with N trying to be a hero, trying to liberate Pokemon. It makes you think an extra step, sure, but the actual gameplay and mechanics of this, still the very similar Pokemon game, and I would much rather see one that would test what I know about the Pokemon game overall, and it would be some kind of ruthless team that I would not have any chance against. I'd have to go underground with my Pokemon, in risk of them actually taking them from me, and if they so happen to take them, I'd have to find some other way to get a gift Pokemon or whatnot, but it would be a fun dynamic. It would be a fun dynamic that I don't know Pokemon Company would go for. You two, come here, come to my side. Triple battle against one. Looks like everyone is here. It seems you are working hard to resurrect Reshiram, the other dragon-type Pokemon, aren't you? But it appears the light stone you seek is not here. Well then, congratulations are in order, DeoGenZ. You were chosen by our king. If you truly desire to keep the world as it is, where Pokemon live alongside people, you must bring the other dragon-type Pokemon spoken of in legend and battle with our king. Epic Arena Showdown. Otherwise, Team Plasma will steal every Pokemon from every person in the world, and you can't stop us. Release them, you say? Do the Pokemon who live with their trainers actually want that? Well, that's kind of the basis plot of this game. Is the liberation you talk about really just stealing Pokemon from people? What's this? Champion Alder, even though illness took the Pokemon that you had been your partner for many years, and you haven't had a serious battle in all too long, even you who ordered the Elite Four to protect the Pokemon League and left to travel Unova, you want to live with Pokemon too. Yeah, sorry for losing that, but apparently clicked a lot faster. I will remind you, this is post-recording for DS captures, so he's basically grilling Alder right now, and we learn that apparently he had a Pokemon at his side that died, actually, death in Pokemon games, speaking of having a more mature plotline. I won't lose! So, he's trying to strike a nerve with Alder just because he left the Pokemon League because maybe his main partner died and that threw him off his game. So he was just hiding around the fact that, oh yeah, I do this all the time. I love traveling Unova. I like going out and seeing all the world. But really, he was just covering up for the pain that he lost when his main partner Pokemon died. But still, it is up to us. I don't think Alder can fully take on a legendary Pokemon. Especially when we were the chosen ones. Only we can resurrect Reshiram. Alder, what are you going to do now? It seems my only choice is to return to the Pokemon League and battle N. Be careful, dude. You have no legendaries with you. But it bothers me to exactly what Gitas wants. More importantly, what should we do about the Lightstone? Yes, that pesky Lightstone that we don't know where it is. Alder, why don't we go outside for now? Yes, that's a good idea. It's hard to breathe the air in here. Too many sand granules. In my lungs! Oh yeah, it's even harder to breathe out here. It's actually blowing in your face. It's hard to put it into words, but I'll never forgive Team Plasma. What could that guy called N possibly want? Could he be trying to prove he is right by winning the battle of 2 dragons? Yeah, maybe he just wants to see an epic match. You ever consider that, Alder? DeoGenZ. Hello, DeoGenZ. Oh, you picked up. Come in, DeoGenZ. Okay, so we gotta go to the museum in Nacrene City. What could be at the museum there? I wonder, but Professor Juniper beckons us there, and we're coming up to the time limit. So, in the next episode of my Pokemon Black walkthrough, we'll head to Nacrene City by flying on whatever flying Pokemon you decide, and I'll meet you there.